actually being calculated based on your observed and expected count, based on the formula of the chi-square that's being manipulated and somehow become a pseudo R. So the difference of the pi and Cramer's V is based on the numbers of the variable, whether 2 by 2 table or 3 by 2 table. So based on this is 2 by 2 table. Usually 2 by 2 table, if I'm not mistaken lah. You might want to look at your statistical handbook. The Cramer's, I believe, is for 2 groups. I think lah. If I forgot or I mistakenly declare, I'm so sorry about that lah. But pi or Cramer's or contingency is actually similar. But the difference is how many group with what group. 3 with 2, 4 with 2, or 2 with 2. Something like that. 3 with 2, you understand or not? Malay, Chinese and Indian. 3 by 2 table. Sakit, tak sakit. Sick or not sick. Or you got 2 by 2 table. Like this one is 2 by 2 table. Professional, non-professional. Pain or no pain. So 2 by 2 table. So the value here is actually the indicative value looks like a pseudo R. So R talking about strength and direction. So let's say you ambil Cramer's V, you will say that it is a positive high, positive low correlation. So the value of the significance 0.07 also indicates similarly like a pseudo R. Less than alpha, therefore fail to reject null, and therefore there is no significant association. This is where you want to report it, where you will report it here under your table. You report it as pi, not high, pi and Cramer's V value. The pi and Cramer's V value is equal to 0.365, and then dot comma is p value is equal to 0.074. Then people will understand, oh okay, the pi and Cramer's V are positive, low correlation, but it's not significant. That means it's not significantly associated. Because this is a pseudo, that's why it's not real. It's not real R. But it gives you some weightage. And then last but not least, before we go for our group photo, I just want to highlight about one more thing. We call it as the risk table. You go for the risk table here. You can see the odd ratio for the job category and cohort. So what's the difference between odds and cohort? It depends on your study design. It's either you conduct cross-sectional study or case control study, or cohort study, case control study, or cross-sectional study. So majority of our epidemiologists are going to use the relative risk study using the cohort design. Cohort design, you are going to use the cohort punya value lah bawah ni. The cohort for the depressed.cat or the cohort for the normal. Depends on the cohort that you are trying to establish. And then if you are using the case control study, you are going to use the odd ratio. So to explain more about this, if you ask, let me give you the more deeper explanation later on lah. And if you need specifically interpretation for this particular risk estimate, please let me know. I will tell you this evening. And then how to read the value is very simple. It's based on the value itself and also based on the 95% confidence intervals. There are something going on and meaningful here lah that we can discuss later. But generally speaking, your null will be 1. It's equal to 1, less than 1, or more than 1. More than 1 means that likelihood of occurring that particular diseases or outcome will be more than 1. Example is one, right? Cohort depression.cat is equal to depressed. That means the increase of 1.8 possibility of getting the depressed. But it's significant or not, it depends on the 95% confidence intervals. It look like likelihood is more than 1, but it's not significant. It's merely want to be significant, but not very high significant lah. How to interpret, we can continue later on lah. Okay. So with that, I believe we have to pause it.